Oh, back at y'all. Black Power. Doing it again. Round two. Exploring areas of the mind that you ain't never been in before. That's right. We black at y'all. Going in a different area of African consciousness. That's right. That's right. We're in the house. Let me get my monitor up here. Give family enough time to come in. Give family enough time to come in. Working out on these Negroes. Went over that today. Gonna most definitely have a part two. You feel me? We're gonna go in, we about to deal with some of the animal spirits of the Kushites. Make that connection. So when you get ready to go over there, you don't think it all belongs to the little slant-eyed Chinaman. You don't think it all belongs to the little red dot on the forehead Hindu. You understand what I'm saying? That you the original man of Africa. You the first to colonize all of Asia. And this was all identified under the term the Kush Empire. Come on, family, come on in. I know you're out there. That's right. We black in the house. We black in the house. We ain't letting up. Keeping our foot on the gas. Thank all my family for their support. Thank you. Writing some notes down because of course I got to have my notes. That's right, Black Power. Black Power. We tightening this shit up. All these videos I'm doing, when y'all see them again, god damn, y'all gonna be like, man, we jumping portals. It's like when you running them goddamn hurdles, and when you jump the first one, you come to the second one, we're gonna be jumping these motherfuckers so fast, nigga, we're gonna be like Boat. You know, Hussein Boat. We're gonna be jumping over them goddamn hurdles all the way to the finish line. That's right. Cam, Ham, Cam with the C, Champa. We don't get on all that. But we most definitely, as soon as family get in here strong, they already in here. Come on in. Come on in. Come on up off of the reality TV. You understand what I'm saying? Shit don't even matter. This right here, you could get it to your babies. You could pass this generational wisdom. This generational wisdom. It ain't going nowhere. You can pass this shit down 1,000 years and it's going to speak to the truth. You understand? It done been passed down of thousands and thousands of years so it could get to where you at right now here today. You understand what I'm saying? And when you grasp and master this wisdom and you hand it down, it's going to be passed down through your bloodline, thousands and thousands, and it's going to speak to the truth. So when we go out in this world, we don't just see what people want us to see. We see what we need to see. That's right. Because this is all lies. And we know that. You understand what I'm saying? And we can show it. We see our symbolism, our language, our divine emblems all over the planet. You understand what I'm saying? So we can no longer guess, that we rule the planet. We know we rule the planet. Now the question is how we gonna do it again. But you got to see it. You got to see the blueprint of how you laid it out the first time to see how you could do it again. You see what I'm saying? Now, we're going to deal with the Lion Temple. And you understand? And I got this one goddamn cartoon. People don't even know how they stealing from Egypt all the time. That's all they do is steal. And then they put some cartoons on your shit, just like they did with the Johnny Sacco and shit. You understand what I'm saying? The goddamn Japanese stealing from me. I didn't even know about no Egypt at that time. Nobody would have known that the Nemesis crown and that Johnny Sacco was in the car formation and shit and all of this. They've been stealing out of Egypt for the longest, even the Japanese. You understand what I'm saying? They know, and then they got legacy where the little Ainu people over there was the first and foremost in Japan. They know they ain't the first that was on the land. They know once just like Australia, just like Tasmania, just like Papua New Guinea, Japan is no different. When them people got over there, the African peoples was there. The little Negrito, which they call the Ainu people, was already in Japan. Wake your ass up, okay? Wake up. Wake up. This shit that matter. Go do the research. The Ainu people. You spell it A-I-N-U, okay? Japan. Don't let them show you the ones that they done mixed with. You see what I'm saying? When you look it up, and I'm gonna have that for you tomorrow, when the next time I do this, so you can see that there ain't nothing but the little Negrito people that's in all the other items. You understand what I'm saying? Showing that we are the first and foremost primordial man of Africa and Asia. Okay? We got to get them up out. We got to understand. So when we get to taking our shit back, we got to take it all back. You understand what I'm saying? And understand what the Chinaman trying to do and trying to, be the new oppressor. He already done that over there in East Asia. He don't think of you. If you want to know what he think about you in Africa and what he think about you in your community where he's selling you them goddamn rat burgers and all of that and shit and selling you all the products to go in your hair, all you had to do is go over there to East Asia and see all of the genocide that he done put down on the brothers and sisters in East Asia, all down in Indonesia. That's right, them old, slime eyes in Indonesia is committing genocide right over there on the Papua New Guinea because they want the whole island. If you understand, you got Papua New Guinea and then you got one side of it is Indonesia. It's almost like Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And so now they want to try to take the other side from our brothers and sisters that we call Papua New Guinea. Okay, so we got to deal with that and understand that wherever we go on this planet, it's the same old song. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same old oppression. And so all of that. And so now that you look at the Papua New Guinean Africans was in Japan. They was in China. They was in India. They've been pushed down. See, we don't understand that they've been pushed down further and further, and they keep pushing. And if you let them continue to push it, and we don't get together as a global African family and come together as one people, goddamn it, it's gonna be exterminations all over the planet. You see what I'm saying? Of beautiful African people. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to stay in tune with each other. Same shit that went down in Sacramento, going down in goddamn Australia, going down in New Zealand, going down in Papua New Guinea, going down in the Andaman Islands. They trying to take over the Andaman Island over there. And the brothers and sisters on the documentary say the white boy coming over there with liquor and tobacco and shit. Same shit they did to the Indians, getting them high and drunk, getting them addicted to poison. And then when they ass fall down because they mentally, you know what I'm saying? They've been seized mentally with all the poison. They over there raping the Andaman women. They over there raping the women, doing the sick shit that they always been doing. You better wake up. You better wake up. Understanding that we is the mothers and fathers of all civilization, all spirituality. Quit trying to be a Hindu. I'm sick of that. I'm tired of you niggas with, and whatever these however you pronounce it, NAS, MAST. You understand? Coming over here with all that Hindu garbage. You understand what I'm saying? We don't want to hear none of that. You understand what I'm saying? You up here perpetrating the fraud. You over here speaking the language of the oppressor. You're not speaking the language of the Kushite Africans. Okay? You're not doing that. You understand what I'm saying? So now we got to separate and show that we are the masters from Africa all the way to goddamn New Zealand, Easter Island, all the way, even goddamn and going to the coast, the east coast of South America, Argentina, Machu Picchu, and all of that shit. Africans laid that down. Goddamn it, half of them motherfuckers don't even know how to put, they don't even know how to put bricks in a goddamn wheelbarrow, let alone put them kind of stones over there. You understand? So when you're looking at the megalithic structures all over the planet, that was the age of the Africans, which the Greeks called the Golden Age. And they even talk about it even before they gods. It was the Titans. God damn it. And the Titans ruled the earth at the time of the Golden Age. Y'all better wake up. See, they try to, and put them fake images of them up there so that you won't understand those were the African kings and queens that ruled this planet when they ass wasn't on here. And then when they came on here, they teach that they dethroned the Titans. You know what I'm saying? And anything that connected to you, they go, humiliate it. They're going to dehumanize it and make it look, even Medusa was a Titan with the Nagas. You see what I'm saying? Had the Naga hair. You understand what I'm saying? The serpent hair, which ain't nothing but the locks. You know what I'm saying? But, symbolically it represents, the serpents. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that's your history. You understand what I'm saying? That's your history that they trying to deny. Okay? So you got to wake up today. You got to wake up and understand that it's a bigger picture behind all this, and what you see on the goddamn news is only a means to divert your energy and always got you on your knees and shit. You can't even think about no goddamn spirituality today because too many of us is caught up with the oppressor. We can't get past the oppression. You see what I'm saying? So today we're going to deal with one of our sacred animal spirits. We're going to be dealing with the lion, the African lion, that the great kings and queens, and primarily the kings, when we talk about militaristically, coming across, what they call the Indian Ocean today, which is the Kushite Ocean, because ain't no Indian nowhere. We just went over, and I'm going to run that clip back again to the European told the niggas. You understand what I'm saying? That the Jarawa, which is not just the Jarawa, the Africans have been over there almost 100,000 years. They say the Jarawa was on the goddamn island damn near 70,000 years, and most of the goddamn temples of the Hindu ain't even 1,000 years old. So why the hell is we talking about we Hindu? See, we got to wake up. We got to wake up, and what's clear, and these is some unscientific Negroes out here that even said that, the Jarawa had Asian DNA. You was a goddamn fool. The Europeans just told you that they came from Africa 70,000 years ago. So that's foolish. These niggas will do anything to cut and sever the sacred connection between Africa and the East. Okay? And that, that what you call, and then you got niggas talking about our eyes was straight like our hair was straight like our eyebrows. Silly niggas. You understand? Now understand that that's a mutant, and that the woolly haired Buddhas, and goddamn it, was the first in the divine of all. The Asian race was the woolly haired Buddhas. You understand what I'm saying? You better wake your ass up. You better wake up today. You know what I'm saying? So now we're going to deal with and prove, just like we went over the language. We're going to go over it again a little bit along with the lion, the sacred lion temple that you see in India, that you see in China. They call it the food dog. Okay? And we're going to get and show that even the European, if you got your babies on and they watch that, they probably don't, that's old. Between the Lions. cartoon, Between the Lions. You don't understand, that's from ancient Egypt. They done stole it, and we wouldn't have never known it. But today, the General Sarasu and Seti gonna show your ass that they got your history all up in your face. They done bleached it and they done whitewashed it, and you don't know it. But today was time to seize back what is ours. You understand what I'm saying? It's time to make them connections. So when we go across this water and we talking with our people, we making the serious connections. We making the serious connections we need to make. We go over there with that, that Negro pen mind state, we ain't gonna make the connection. When you go down to South America and you say, what's up, niggas, Nagara, Negrita, you understand what I'm saying? They're gonna respect you and gonna say, that's a brother. He knows that he down with the clan. And they're gonna open up doors for you. If you go down there and say, don't say that. Don't say that. As soon as you come around, they're gonna point that nigga that way. We don't want to hear from you. You're gonna sever all your goddamn connections to get to the truth and get through that true portal of African spirituality that's gonna lead you deeper and deeper wherever you go. Look through the big lens. Don't look through the little lens, because if you look through the little lens, you can't see shit. But when you look through the big lens and you get that panoramic view, then you can see a bigger world is out there awaiting you. It's much wider, greater things that's out there waiting on you to be exposed, that's going to take you to the next level. All right? Now let's get on over here. Let's deal with this. Let's deal with this, family. Let's deal with this. We just went over, and you know what? Let me start here, because we didn't, dealing with a skier and dealing with a scorer. Let's deal with something. If you weren't here for the last video, we was dealing with many African terms and words that transcend, Africa, Asia. You understand what I'm saying? Amongst the Kushites. Let me get down here. Meaning absolutely the same thing, whether you're in Asia, whether you're in Africa. And Asia ain't nothing but Kush minor, and Africa ain't nothing but Kush major. Okay, the mother Kush. Africa mother Kush. You understand what I'm saying? Well, Asia is baby Kush. Okay? Baby Kush. Now, let me share this. All right, here we go. Now, one of the great kings of West Africa, if I'm not mistaken, the Songhai Empire was a skier, okay? And then when you come to India, Hindu Kush, you see that one of their great founding kings was a scorer. And you see that the three-headed lion was the symbol of a scorer. And when I was doing it, I said, wait a minute. This three-headed lion, I said, I saw this before. I said, where did I see this before? You understand what I'm saying? And I went to the temple of Apetamak in Naga, Sudan, and right there on the temple of go look it up. You see the three-headed lion right there at the temple of Naga, Sudan. Okay? We're going to show that this is not no coincidence. No, it's not. By far is it a coincidence. It's right and exact, because we're dealing with the fact that Kush is one empire across the planet. A lot of people don't want to deal with that, because they always taught us that we was in Africa rolling around in the goddamn dirt. We didn't have no culture. We didn't have no clothes on our back, had bones in our nose, eating people. You understand? There was never a civilization that ever arose in Africa, said that we was dealing with the eugenics like we was dealing with the other day, Sunday. Me and Pharaoh dealing with the eugenics, dealing with the evolution, where they saying the nigger is close to the monkey, that the Negro is close to the monkey, and that we feeble-minded, we cannot develop on our own, that we need help from the European. So to have this type of information out here is blasphemous to the European. He didn't want us to know that. He didn't want, because he knew we was going to come from up under the inferiority history that he was teaching us. You see what I'm saying? And you go to Africa and you see that the lion is a warrior's deity. You understand what I'm saying? We know that, and you watch the lion, there's some critical things about the male and the female, because in that female lion, you're going to see a mighty sisterhood that you're not going to see in too many other, species on the planet. When them sisters and that lioness get together with her sisters, they get busy. You understand what I'm saying? And the male lion, and then they work. The male lion and the sisterhood work in tandem. And it reminds me a lot of African culture, where you got the matriarchy. And it's the same way with the lion. It's a matriarchy. You understand what I'm saying? Because doing the research, the lioness is really the landowner. Okay, she's the landowner, meaning that the lion comes in from abroad. The area in which the lioness has been living, I've seen studies where the lionesses from their children on have lived on primarily the same land for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. That they done found that particular clan has made it and has had their cubs, and so the land again belongs to the lioness. And then the lion, you always see the lion, he comes from abroad. He come in, he take your shit, you fight for it, but the lion comes from abroad. And the land that the lioness is living on is primarily their land. Okay, so that's key when you studying that. So when you look at the matriarchy of Africa, you see that the land belonged to the woman. That's because that's her children's land. That's why you cannot sell no damn land. And that the king, the lion, is the enforcer of the law. The law is mama's law. You see what I'm saying? She's the head lioness. You understand what I'm saying? And so the lion, what is his job? To make sure that no other intruders come upon the land. You understand what I'm saying? Because he know what's key. And if you watch that lion, and what's key, that another lion will come in. And when he come in, and he come to take your spot, if he beat you, the first thing he gonna do is kill your children. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And that's critical. He's going to kill your children, because he don't want no other seed to, to continue on but his own seed. You understand what I'm saying? So that's very key, that you got to be a mighty lion. You understand what I'm saying? Never to be defeated, because once you defeated, man, your dynasty, your rule, your people's rule is over with. You know what I'm saying? So the brotherhood of Africa is defined by that lion. Okay? It's always been defined by that lion. So long before there was a lion of Judah, or a lion of, there was the lion of Kemet, the lion of Africa. And that's always been one of our more profound animal spirits. Okay? We're talking about Accra, the double lions. And so when you look in that, this is the temple of Philae, and I spelled that wrong, but that's okay. You can look it up. You see the two lions that's in front of the temple at Philae. Now understand that the lion is an indigenous African animal. You need to understand that from the primary onset. So when you see these temples all over the planet, you're going to say, damn, how is it that you're going to see the African spirituality open up right in front of your eye? And you're going to know that brothers and sisters have been in Asia and all around the world for a bit. And the people you see there today is only carrying on the legacy that was already in the land thousands and thousands of years before they got there. You see what I'm saying? The lion is indigenous to Africa and was carried to Asia by African kings and armies. And so you even see right here, this is Iran. This is Iran. Ain't no lions in Iran. Okay, I just want to let y'all know that. And you see the sun, and to let you know that it was the Egyptian kings that ruled that area long before the Arab Persian got in there. Okay, y'all got to understand, even when you're talking about Persia, you're talking about the Arabs and all of that, they just got in there in the last couple thousand years. Okay, couple thousand years. When you're talking about the Gerard been over in the Adamite Island 70,000 years ago. Well, then, damn, how long you think they've been in Iraq and Iran, which is much closer to Africa than goddamn India, much closer to Africa than the Adamite Islands. So they done been in these lands hundreds of thousands of years before any of the cultures you see there today. And most people look at the world through the culture that's there today, but that culture that's there today ain't nothing but 2,000-3,000 years old. And our people been in them lands hundreds of thousands of years, 70,000 years before any of these cultures showed up. So you see right here, the Iranian, you know what I'm saying, is leaning on African culture, still in African, even when you go and watch the Zoroastrianism and you see the winged sun disk and you see Zoroaster riding on top of the winged sun disk. All they did was take our history, take our spirituality, and then they perpetrated a fraud by adding on to it, just like Serapis, just like Zoroasters, just like this particular flag right here of India. And you see, the sun is very profound. I want you to understand, because when you looked at the sun symbolically, in reference to the lion, is the blood-drenched lion, because the sun is a cosmic, the greatest cosmic warrior. And you see that lioness right there. You understand? When you see them lions drenched in blood, that's symbolic of the sun. That's symbolic of that warrior inside the lioness and the lion. You see what I'm saying? Right there, the lion as a solar deity. So when you see that sun above his head, that's only symbolic of that blood. God damn it, when he's defeating and when he's on top of his goddamn enemy, mauling his goddamn enemy. You see what I'm saying? And you see that we're gonna deal with the fact, just like when you got the Marines, just like you got many armies and got the Rottweiler and got all these dogs that they take with them to war. The African kings took, and the Kushite king and the Kemetic kings took lions to war with them. No different than Europeans take Rottweilers and German shepherds with them. You understand what I'm saying? So we took these animals and we ruled there. And the lion was always been the greatest symbol of the African king. You see what I'm saying? So when you see the Iranians, those were symbolic of the African kings that was there thousands of years before they got there. Okay, let's deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Selling. And so when you see the Adamite Islands, it's not on this particular map, but it's in the Bay of Bengal where the last Egyptian ship is. Okay, and it's almost as it's damn near to the other side of the Bay of Bengal. Okay, right on the off the coast of Cambodia, Thailand. You understand what I'm saying? So if African people been over there 70,000 years, how long they been on the east coast, or better yet, the west coast of India? How long have they been in what you call Iraq and Iran? They probably been there 100,000 years. Okay, even longer. So you see, our people moved on ships. They did not walk no damn where. That's why when you go into the spirituality of ancient Egypt, you see the gods sailing across the celestial Nile. That's why when you go into the temples, you see the Ark of Heru, the Ark of Ra, the Ark of Mu. You see the arks are the ships which the great gods sail across the celestial Nile, which we call the Milky Way, because what? That the cosmos was represented as the black woman who was deified as Heru, the sacred cow, and we're going to get on that. You see what I'm saying? That's why they call the cosmos the Milky Way. You understand what I'm saying? Because of the African woman being represented as the sacred cow. You understand what I'm saying? And so you see, our people have always been on ships, always been on boats, because you got rivers from from north to south, east to west. Africa got damn near more rivers than any one continent on the planet. Okay, you got Nile, you got Niger, you got the, Limpopo, you got the Orange River, you got the Blue Nile, you got the White Nile, you got the Atbara. You see what I'm saying? You got so many great rivers in Africa, you understand, going in all directions. So our people was a people of the river, the people of the lakes. You got the Great Lakes region in Africa. Our people have always been on boats, master ships and boats, hundreds of thousands of years ago, mastered it, coming across the ocean, coming into all the lands on the East Asia, West Asia, from India all the way to Japan, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, Australia. Okay, even going past Australia into New Zealand, taking it to Easter Island, and even hitting the west coast of South America. The Olmecs came from the east coast of Mexico. But not only did we come from the east coast, coming from Africa, we also came from the west coast, hit the west coast on the side of Argentina and Peru, where you see Machu Picchu. Okay, so we done came from both sides, and it got to be clear that we circumnavigated the planet hundreds of thousands of years ago. So I don't want nobody to tell my people that they walked to America or they walked to some goddamn Asia. What motherfucker just go up and start walking? That don't make no goddamn sense. Where the fuck and what man gonna walk away from his home? And why would you leave Africa, the most fertile, most vegetation, fruit, animals, water, and everything you need? You gonna just up and leave? No, this was a militaristic, this was a state-sponsored, you know what I'm saying, expedition where they went out, exploring. And you understand, through exploration, they realized it was other land masses that was worthy of colonization, and nobody was in it at that time. And so our people set up colonies all over the planet under the great empire of Kush. Okay, when the Africans came across the ocean, they brought their symbols of power. Okay, and those Africans in Asia who wanted to show allegiance to the great kings of Kemet and Kush adopted those Kushites as their own. Okay, so when you see the lion as the soul, the Pharaoh of Egypt, the Pharaoh of Kush was the lion of Kemet, the lion of Kush. And when you see that blood, that was the solar disc above the lion, which was symbolic of the blood of the mauling of his enemy. You see, when he grabbed that motherfucking enemy by the top of their head, he about to crack that shit open. You see what I'm saying? So not at all, we always look at, we spiritual. No, motherfucker, it's some physical too. Okay, it's some physical too. We got to deal with that physicality. The lion of Kemet crushing the enemies of the Holy Land. You see what I'm saying? Again, looking at that lion and see the blood is only symbolic of the sun. You understand? And the sun is the greatest cosmic warrior. You see what I'm saying? In all the galaxy. You understand what I'm saying? And so the lion, you see the lion and you see the sun disc. You understand what I'm saying? Two symbols of militaristic power. Okay? In many instances, and then you got the spirituality aspect of it too. But he's a guardian. You see the raging sun, the true power of Sekhmet. You understand? That's Sekhmet right there. When you got to get right down into, to business with your enemy. You understand? That's the queen mother right there, getting right down to business with the enemy, letting him know where she stands. That's the raging sun. Sekhmet is the raging sun. You see, and then when we say we bathing in the sun, see, that's that African talk that you don't understand until you understand the symbolism of what it means. The sun is the greatest cosmic warrior. So when we say bathing in the sun, now you know what we talking about, family. We got to talk that cold talk. We got to talk that priestess talk. You understand that only the gods and goddesses understand. Now, when you look at the African lion to the left, you look at him, and then look at that great African, the Asian lion to the left, and the great African lion to the right. And you see the mane, and you see that he's just so royal, and his got this grand mane around him. That's the true king. And then you got the one to the Asia. That motherfucker look like he ain't had a meal in a very long time. But that just show you that they don't even really thrive in Asia no more. It's only one area where you find the Asian lion anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Because they were brought there, number one, by the Africans, and they never could get a foothold on the continent like the tiger, which is naturally of Asia. Okay, so even when we was talking about evolution, you could see that when Africans went into Asia, whether it was the African lion, and I'm not gonna say the people because our people is very profound in their culture and whatnot. But when we talking about the vegetation and a lot of, it's certain areas, but the majority of Asia is a fucking mountain. You understand? It's not lush, it's not plush like Africa. So and when you take something out of its natural habitat and put it in a different environment, it's not going to thrive like it do when it's in its own environment and habitat. That's just reality. So we got to stop saying, our homeland is Africa. Our genes manifested in Africa. And as we go out and even as you look at other civilizations, they never reached the pinnacle of the mother civilization, even though they reached great heights. And we salute and pay homage to our brothers and sisters that went all across the world and set up great and mighty empires. But we always got to put Mama Africa first because she's the one that gave birth to all these Africans that went out and took bits and pieces of the mother culture into Asia, into Americas, and established other mighty civilizations, but never reaching the pinnacle of Mother Africa. Okay, even though the lion is extinct in 90% of Asia, why do so many countries still revere the lion? Because it was the national symbol of the Kushite and Kemetic kings who they deified as gods. Okay, when you talk about Buddha, Buddha ain't nothing but Osiris. That's all the Buddha is Osiris. You know what I'm saying? That's who Buddha, that's the Hindu Kush, Naga Kush, let me quit saying Hindu, Naga Kush, Osiris, Buddha, Naga Kush, Osiris. Now you see right here our brothers in the Sudan, you see the lions are trained, ready to go to war. Now you see right there a lion actually mauling a Phoenician. So just like, that shows you how great our brothers and sisters is, where they train lions. And they don't even look like them damn lions, right? They let them off the leash. Okay, that's one thing. To have a lion trained where you could command that motherfucker off the leash and you ain't in no cage or nothing, and you out there on the field and they know the difference between you and the enemy, and when you say get that motherfucker, he going to get the enemy and come back to your side trained. That's a very powerful, powerful king. I don't know no greater kings than the Kushite king, Kemetic king. So when you see here, you're looking at the habitat of the lion. And I had to do this first. So when we get into these temples, you're going to be like, damn, man, we truly going over the language, going over many of the animal spirits of the Kushite. You're going to see hands down that Asia is nothing but Kush, baby Kush. You understand? And that all those civilizations, when they show the Hindu and they show the China or this China, blase split, that's just a whitewash of the reality of the black Kushites that laid civilization down on that continent hundreds of thousands of years before any of them mutanoids even came out the cave. So you looking in Africa, you looking at the lion's habitat in Africa versus the habitat in Asia. You see that once you see that the lion is all across Africa, you see the great, area of habitat. And then you go into Asia and you see the Asiatic lion is in the Gear Forest. That's a control reserve. You understand what I'm saying? And out of the whole continent of Asia, the only place where you find the Asiatic lion is on that reserve. You can see hands down that the natural habitat of the lion is in Africa, and that the Africans brought them along during military campaigns even trading, but they never got the type of population that they did in Africa. You see what I'm saying? Bringing you, as you see, the area where they had, you see it's on that monsoon trade line. When you see where the gear force is at, it's on that monsoon trade line. So even when you're looking at Best, when you see Best with his tongue sticking out, and you see him with the lion mane. See, Best is one of our 12 brothers coming up out the Congo, coming out of Central East Africa, around the Great Lakes region. Long before it was Asia or whatever, the lion had already been deified for its sacred properties. The lioness had already been deified for her sacred properties. Long before there was flags of lions in Asia and lion of Judah. See all of that. Now you can see. You will see exactly what it is. What they've been stealing from the African Kushite core. You know what I'm stealing our spirituality, hiding it under lies because they didn't have none of their own. So when you see the tongue sticking out, it's also symbolic of the roar, but the words of power, the things that come out of your mouth make your reality. So when you speak kingly. You speak kingly. Okay, if you're a king, you speak kingly and you speak with power. You understand what I'm saying? And when you speak with power, your energy will reverberate across the goddamn universe. Don't speak like a little man. Speak like a king. And that's exactly what it's saying. You see, and you see right here again, you see Best many times shown as the Lion of Kush, thousands of years before Judah or the conquest of India, okay, by the Kushites, okay? And even when you look, and now that's so profound because you can see to the right, you see the Hindu god, and he got the lion mane just like Best with the tongue sticking out, and he got those eyebrows, which is very significant when looking at Best because had them, the M-shaped eyebrows. If they be together, they look like an M. And then you got the almond-shaped eye. Okay, now he got that crazy look in his eye, and I can show you where the Magi, what's that tribe in Africa? They be having them crazy eyes and shit, and I can show you where that come from. You understand? All of that is African. They done took the African out of his face, but that's Best right there. That's all that is Best. Okay, and you see, this is the Maori tribe from New Zealand. You see how the African, when we say Negrito, you understand, it's the same Twa that you see right there in Africa today, right around it's the same Twa. So I won't hear nothing about Africans went into Asia and mutated into a European. That's a motherfucking lie, because if you go into Asia right now, the same Twa look just exactly like they brothers and sisters that's in Negritos in Asia look just like the Twa in Africa. They never mutated because they look exactly how they looked when they went there 70,000, 100,000 years ago. They did not mutate. So I'm sick of all this nonsense where you say we mutating from one, into creatures that look like nowhere not. We still there and we still look exactly how we look from the very first day we went there 100,000 years when there was nobody in the land but us. And these people that the Maori is just taken from the Africans who taught their ass. You understand? You see the Negritos, the Papua New Guinean, the Tasmanians, one taught their ass that. And that's a brother, that's other priesthood of the Nile Valley. Okay, this is symbolism from priesthood of the Nile Valley. All you had to do is go get the book, Signs and Symbols of Primordial Man by Albert Churchward. It'll talk about that. They know goddamn well where they got, because even a lot of their rituals and ceremonies is exactly like the ones in Africa, and it's documented. So not only is we putting the imagery of our peoples in different ceremonial stances and whatnot, we can also go into the very intricate steps of the ceremonies and rituals is exactly the same from goddamn Papua New Guinea all the way to Africa. Okay, again, showing you the Twa from out. You could even see the lines in the top of the forehead that they putting in there, all of the geometric symbolism. that's in, in best face and the tongue sticking out. They got it from Africa, from not only from Africa, from the Africans that was in them lands long before these is invaders. These is the Johnny come latelys. These the motherfuckers that just showed up 2 days ago. You was in them lands, hundreds of thousands, they your land. So when you get ready to take back all that belong to you, don't just, you take Africa and then you take the rest of it too, because that's yours too. And just like they commit genocide over here in North America, they commit genocide in Africa, they commit genocide in Asia too. So we got to see ourselves as one people. We got to see that the oppression that they putting down on our people is one oppression. Every time we look at who applying oppression on our people is one of these goddamn mutinoid races. And we're going to have to deal with them all over the planet. So we see here best in Greece, okay? We see, and so now you see this silly ass Hindu, okay? Silly, confused. He don't know nothing. He don't even understand where that come from. You understand what I'm saying? This is actually an African right that come from the lion, the African lion. He don't have no goddamn idea where that come. He's a thief. He's a cultural thief. And niggas is over there doing Hindu now. Niggas is right over here doing Hindu now. That's all they do is talk this shit about the Hindu religion, and they ain't nothing but some vagabond mutinoids that taken from the indigenous African culture and African spirituality, making up what today is Hindu. Nigga, that shit is mutinoid spirituality. Y'all got to come up and see right there, Bess in India as Makali. You see the third eye right there, showing that the Africans already knew, and then you see the horns of Hathor Heru right there, showing you the symbolism, knowing that the great mother, you understand what I'm saying, in the third eye, showing you the expressions of Africa in India today. And this is another key about the lion that we got to understand, that the savannah, see, when we talk about genes, you understand, it's very key that your genes is going to also dictate your environment, your original environment. And you see that the mane of the lion was genetically created so that he could hide in the savannah. His damn mane looked like the grasslands of the savannah. He hides in the savannah. It's his camouflage. You understand what I'm showing? That right there again show you. We know exactly what we talking about, family. You understand what I'm saying? That lion developed on the savannah of Africa. And many people say he's the king of the jungle. And that's a lie, because the lion don't live in the jungle. The lion lives on the savannah. Okay, he lives in the out in the open. Okay, he don't live in the jungle. Okay, he's the king of Africa, but the lion is not the king of the jungle, because the lion's habitat is not the jungle, it's the savannah. Okay, guardians of the gates of all time and existence. So when you see, that sun disk in the middle, you got to understand that, the lion spiritually is also guardians of the gate. When you see the two lions in front of the temple, you got to understand, when you go into that temple, you stepping into another reality. You are going in through a portal. Okay, when you step into that temple, you are stepping into the cosmos. That's why when you look in the ceiling of the temple, you see the stars, because you are actually inside the body of Newt. The temple is the woman. And when you step through that door, you're stepping in through the womb of the temple. Okay, and that's why when you hear, you see the church, the basilicas of the Catholic Church, the Basilica of Notre Dame, the church, all of them is spoken of in a feminine aspect, because the temple is a architectural representation of the woman. And when you step through that door, you stepping through the womb of the African woman. And when you go all the way up into the Holy of Holies, that's where the conception of the God takes place. Okay, that's the Holy of the Holy. So you see these lions is the guardians of the gate. Okay, and you see right there, Acker. You see one looking to the left, that's yesterday. That's the past. And then you see the sun in the middle as the present. And then you see the other lion looking into the future. So this is a portal. You understand what I'm saying? This is almost like a time machine. You understand what I'm saying? And when you step, and the sun symbolic of the portal. And so when you step through that, you step up in that temple, you are actually going through a portal. You understand what I'm saying? And you're stepping into the actual womb of the African goddess. And when you go in there, that's why only the most respected priest was even allowed to go into that temple. Okay, so when you look in that, the lion temple of Apatamak, Naga, Sudan, see what I'm saying? 400 BC, and you will see the different carvings on the side of the temple. You understand what I'm saying? The images of the great Apatamak, who was a great king, a great god of the Nubians. You see what I'm saying? A great god of the New, and this is another Nubian temple that they don't talk about. You understand? Musarat el Sufara. Okay, it's one of those Nubian temples that a lot of people don't go to, and you see the two lions right there in front of that temple. I just showed you one at Philae, and now I'm showing you one, and you can write that down and go do the research. This is another lion temple, Musarat es Sufara. Okay, now I didn't bring this up in the last one where I was showing the different language, similarities between the Kushites of Asia and the Kushites of Africa. And now they got a Karnak temple in India, and then you got Karnak temple in Egypt. Now, I done went over all the work. If you was here, and I could keep going, you got the Karnak temple in India, and then you got the Karnak temple in Egypt, and they both temples of the sun. So this is the Karnak, and you see the pyramid. Okay, you see the pyramid, but you see the two lions in front of the temple. Okay, which is unmistakable. This is from the front. Okay, the Karnak temple, and the only it's only one word, it's only one letter that's been exchanged, and that's the A, the O for the A, Karnak and Karnak temple. How in the hell is you got all these words that are so simple? Because these are the same people, same language, and it's a small variation, but not enough where you cannot see that this is one language and one people. Okay, again, looking at the core. Now, this is another temple in ancient, in China. Not China, India. Okay, and you see right there many of the same animal spirit. You see the lion right there. You see the pyramid, and you see the elephant. And then even at Naga, Sudan, you saw the elephant was also one of the great animal spirits at Naga, Sudan, along with the lion. So that you see three major animal spirits that's common amongst the Nagas of India and Asia and Africa. That's that lion, that's that elephant, and that's that serpent. That's that king cobra. Them three, and even the bull, the cow. You know what I'm saying? Nandi. You understand? I showed again that Nandi was also the mother of Shaka Zulu. In India, Nandi is the bull that's in front of all the temples, which is the apis. And so we showing that the language is one language. Okay, let me keep it moving so you can see. You see the lion and you see the elephant there in India. Now, the serpent and the lion. Okay, where you see here, you see the sphinx. This is this Taraka. You see the double serpents, which acts just like the lions in front of the temple. They represent the guardians of the gate. You understand? And the king cobra is, another militaristic animal spirit that's known for protective, the protective animal spirit, right along with the lion. And when you see that king cobra with his wings, spread like that, then you know he's that king cobra is in a protective state, and not only in a protective state, ready to strike, ready to spit that venom. You see what I'm saying? And that's very key. So when we say Naga, we're not just talking about a serpent. We're talking about the king cobra, okay? The king cobra, okay? And we didn't went into a deeper understanding, but we're not gonna go. And so when you go to Dendera and you look up into the ceiling, you also see there. You see the lion and the serpent. You understand? As a dual animal spirit combination. And then you come right, and I'm gonna come back over here and show. So this is at Angkor Wat, and you see the Naga, they knock the head off. I don't know how that happened. And so you come to Angkor Wat, and you see again, you see the serpent and the lion combination, animal spirit combination. You understand what I'm saying? How is this a coincidence? You understand? We're going through the language, we're going through the animal, we ain't even got into the blueprints of the temple to show the architectural geometric layout, showing you that all temples on the planet are nothing but replicas of the Egyptian temple, which is the mother of all temples on the planet. We can show the blueprint. Time is up. Time to take back the history. Time to take back the empire. Okay? Time to stop all this lying that's going on. Wasting our time. Now we're looking at Sri Lanka. And just like goddamn Iran that got the lion with the sword, they got the lion with the sword. You see, this is in Sri Lanka. Okay, ain't no damn lions in Sri Lanka. What the hell is a lion? Ain't no lions in Iran. You understand what's going on? This speaks to the Kushite empire, militaristic kings and queens that have been ruling in them lands long before the mutinoids showed up. And because they didn't have nothing to replace something so great and so grand, they just kept the early symbolism, which don't got nothing to do with they had. Okay, this is in China. See, now they didn't use some mythological griffin, which on the body of a lion. You understand? But it speaks to the same, being the guardians of the gate, being the guardians of the temple. Because when you step up into this temple, you step in through a portal. You're going into, you're projecting into whichever direction you want to get. It depends on the rituals and ceremonies that you perform. If you want to go into the future, if you want to go into the past, you understand what I'm saying? Here's where you do that. So these are the guardians of the gate. And this is the lion that was in front of one of the temples that they removed. This is in the Cairo Museum. And then you could go to the Olmecs and you can see where they took the Sphinx to the Americas. And this is heavy, heavy research that I'm showing you, family. When I show you this, we can show you in all the great civilizations on the planet. I don't know how many instances where I break it down from the serpent to the lion. Then I can even go to the elephant, where you got elephant symbolisms in the Americas, and ain't even no goddamn elephant in the Americas. Okay, ain't no elephant in the America. They're gonna tell you something about some fucking woolly mammoth, but if ain't what happened to the lions then? To the elephant. If it was elephants, why they ain't here now? Okay, why they ain't here now? See, they make up shit that they cannot back up. Okay, the Africans brought the symbolisms of the elephant over here. There ain't no elephants in it, but all throughout the Mayan and Aztec, you see symbolisms, even going down into some of the tombs, they found elephant symbolism down, and ain't an elephant on this motherfucker unless an African brought him from over the water, just like they do today. If it's an elephant in a zoo, he was brought over from Africa. Okay, so how is it you got elephant symbolism down in American tombs unless they was Africans? Okay, nothing else. Africans brought them symbolisms over here. So you see Taraka. I think that's Taraka. No, that might be a Menahat. That's a Menahat. Let me stop there. That's a Menahat. Okay? And you see him as the lion of Kemet. That's, if I'm not mistaken, that's Tutmosis. Okay? Shown as the lion of Kemet. You see, now you look at India. Now you know damn well if the animal of India is the tiger. Why is it that they symbolize Shiva, their greatest god, with the lion? You see what I'm saying? Now we talking now, because they know that them deities that they got are nothing but mutation of the African original. And then you got the Lion of Judah. And when you look at Judah, where Judah is right next to Egypt. So is it a coincidence that you got the symbolism of Judah, which was the southern nation and the most southern tribe of the 12 tribes, right on the border with Egypt, where the Sphinx is looking out into Asia, looking out into Northeast Africa, I must say, looking out into Northeast Africa, that the first supposed nation in the Bible next to Egypt was Judah, ended up having the lion as their own national symbol. God damn it, we done busted you. We know exactly what it is. You're mimicking and stealing from ancient Egypt and then turn around and curse us in your religion after you take our shit. You see what I'm saying? So we got to expose them all for what they're doing. You see right there? And when you step through that portal, who do you see? You see the great mother. You see Aset. You see Isis. You can even see where the Christians went up there and carved crosses on the dam and tried to chisel out the great God, chisel out the great mother. You understand what I'm saying? Because they could not accept an African woman being a deity. They would never, ever in the lands where they come from, out the cave or wherever they came from, where they have ever had a woman as no deity. She couldn't even sleep in the goddamn cave. She had to sleep outside the cave. She was treated lesser than nothing. The goddamn dog got treated better than her. See what I'm saying? So when they saw this shit was blasphemy. It was hideous to see this. And so they went to chiseling out all the sisters and all the great gods of Egypt and then claim it as their own 2,000 years later so they can get some tourism money off of it. Back into India, showing you again the lions in front of the temple, taken from the temples of Egypt, taken from the temples of Nubia, okay? And then you see the snakes in the back of the lion too. If you look at the top platform, you see the serpents, the Nagas, and then on the first platform, you see the lions, okay? Let me keep it pushing. Now, this was supposedly in Turkey. You understand what I'm saying? To show you, matter of fact, let me show you the other ones. These was in Turkey, but here they go right here. Let me bring this up. So they could be right next to one another. You see right here in Turkey, the two lions. You see what I'm saying? Once you see it, and see, that's what said he's different from any other people, because some people will show you one photo next to one, one nation. I'll show you 5, 6, 7, 8 goddamn nations with the same symbolism from Africa. And once we identify that the lion is an indigenous African animal, then that right there, once I show you the temples that are more ancient than any other temple on the planet, when you see this anywhere else, you know exactly where it came from. And if you see it in 5 and 6 nations, you know they all set at the feet, stole from the African. It don't make no difference whether it's east, west, north, or south. The African laid them concepts down thousands upon thousands of years before the mutant even came out the cave. That's right there out of Turkey. I think they want to say that's the Hittite. This, that, and the third, where the Hittites was stealing from the Africans, unless the Hittites themselves was African, okay? And so you look at China and you see the lion in front of the China man temple. You understand? Then you come to Egypt and you see the lion in front of the Egyptian temple. And so this goes on. And now, look at this. Now you see the Hindu, you understand, as a sphinx. You see the Hindu as a sphinx. And then you come over here in the Indian, you see them as the Sphinx. This is, I'm showing you the variations of the sacred lion in the various nations of Asia. See them as the Sphinx. This is unquestionably been taken from Africa, unquestionably. Even when I showed you the other king, let me bring that down right here. Let me bring that. This is gonna be more profound down here. Let me get it down here, right up there in the middle too. So it just sit right. So when you see the Sphinx in Africa, you understand, and then you come to India. You understand what I'm saying? Or you come to the America, and then you go into Egypt, where they more profoundly, they was first put down on the planet. You understand? The lions of Kemet, the lions of Kush. And then you go to India. You understand what I'm saying? You see the sphinxes of not only India, but of Greece, of Turkey. You understand what I'm saying? You come here and you see Ramesses II, that's the Lion of Kemet. You understand? Crushing down, head of a king, body of a lion. You see what I'm saying? And again, going into India, showing you the what you call a Naga, a sphinx. You understand? Body of a lion, head of a man. And here you got the throne, you understand, with the two lions. You understand? These is African spirits. You understand? This is an African spiritual system that been carried all over the planet. And we got to understand, so when we look at the language and we apply the language right along with the African spirit, we begin to compile a history that will appear right before our eyes, reveal itself right before our eyes. What we've been taught is a lie. Okay, we got to go back to the book. Again, I told y'all in the last video, Drusilla Dungy Houston, the wonderful Ethiopians of the Kushite Empire. Okay, now this is in Kathmandu, Nepal. This is in Nepal. This is in Kathmandu. God damn it, this damn near at the end of the world. And you see the pyramid temple. You see the guardians of the gate right there. And then we're gonna get off into the pagoda, where into China is nothing but a step pyramid structure in China. We're gonna get off into that much later. Matter of fact, I'll get into it in a couple of days when I do the pyramids of West Africa. And people say, pyramids of West Africa? We didn't know it was no damn pyramids in West Africa. Where you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about when I drop that video. So you be in the house. We're going all around the world. God damn it, ain't nobody gonna show you it like General Sarasu said he gonna show you. God damn it, by the end of this year, God damn it, you gonna be a master of African history. You're gonna be a master of African history. You're gonna be able to take what I done given you, and you'll be able to go and teach the people all across the planet, open up their eyes to their African wisdom and history that been hidden for so long behind the lies that another man brought this wisdom, brought this knowledge, was the authors of this wisdom, was the authors of this knowledge. Got to wake them up today. Okay, Kathmandu. Now here you see again in India where you see the four. You got four lions there, which represent the four quarters of the universe, with the bull, with Nandi in the middle, looking to the pyramid. Okay, I don't know what more to tell you. If you can't see Africa in that, I ain't no more that I could tell you. So you see the equinoxes and the solstices. When you see the four, that represents the equinoxes and the solstices, and understanding that Osiris is also the sun, and that the Apis bull, you see the Apis bull with the sun disk between his horns. That's what it's symbolic of. So you see Nandi symbolic of the sun, and you see the four lions representative of the equinoxes and the solstices, showing you the 364 and 1/4 day calendar, solar calendar on this planet. Okay, breaking it down for you. Matter of fact, let me come out of that. That's something else I got to deal with. Well, let me come back up and connect that for my family that didn't get a lot, some of this last information. Seeing the, and then you come and you understand that, Ethiopia. You understand what I'm saying? When you talk about the lion is also, the great animal spirit of Ethiopia. Okay, and we did this last hour. Negus, Nagas, Nagis. And you see that Nagis is the queen of Ethiopia. So when we talk about this lion, you look up at the right, you see the lion up there. You see what I'm saying? Now we taking our animal spirits, we connecting it to the language. The last video I showed you the language. Now I'm showing you one of our great animal spirits, African original spirit that it is indigenous to Africa and no other land mass. And so we see Negus, Alini, the queen, the great queen Eleni. You understand? We see Negus, Nagas, king of kings. And you see the lion at the top. It was the African kings that took that over there. You see what I'm saying? That was the African kings that took that over there. They know damn well that was us. And then you see Kebra Naga, the glory of the king. You see, the great king, Haile Selassie, 1892, 1975, and understandably, they took from the Judaic, background, the Judaic scriptures, but it don't take from the fact that the lion is an indigenous African lion. So when you see the kings of Ethiopia with the lion, you see Haile Selassie walking with a lion. You understand? Without a chain on him or nothing. They had trained them lions, no different than when they went over into Asia and with militaristic armies, great kings and queens went over there and colonized that. So when you're looking at the great kings of Ethiopia, you're looking at the great kings tens of thousands of years ago that went into Asia and took that there. And it's still there, even though it's watered down in many respects. That the origin of the fact that the great lion is an indigenous African animal, and that the spirit of that animal resides in our people. When we see that animal, we know that African people took that lion, took that language into Asia. And as we add on, there's many other instances where I'm gonna break them down. I'm gonna break the serpent down. We broke the serpent down and showed that the Nagas of the Naga Kush in India is the same as the Nagas that you see right there in Ethiopian Kush, with the head of a king, queen, with the body of a serpent. Then I'm going to show you many. I got Tahuti, the baboon. I'm going to show you. It's going to be shocking. And then once I line up 20 instances, major instances, you're going to say, ain't nobody ever showed us this much. Nobody. I don't give a fuck who it is. When I lay this shit down, niggas gonna say, God damn it, Sarah, the greatest that ever done it. And I believe that. I don't believe no motherfucker has ever researched and showed so many. The white boys is still in my shit. They think I don't see they bitch ass, but I done busted their ass. You understand what I'm saying? The white boys still in my shit. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas are taking shit off of my shit from 10 years ago. Because they know I'm putting that shit, and them white boys out there with that lie trying to go in the cosmos without you don't know nothing about the cosmos, cracker. It's the Africans that master the cosmos, and we're gonna show you that when we're talking about the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere, and the white boys only got into the damn southern hemisphere the last 100 years. How the hell you gonna master the goddamn southern sky? And you just got in the southern hemisphere in the last 100 years, and the sun about to run your monkey ass up out of there in the next 100 years. Okay, so you ain't been there long enough to do no calculations or no southern hemisphere. So we're gonna break it down and show you where the African kings and queens, scientists, and great minds of the African world from 100,000 years ago and even beyond, maybe even to the millions of years, have been laying down this science, this culture, and this civilization much longer than anything that you've ever known on this planet. Okay? Anything. I don't give a fuck if it's Greece, Rome, goddamn India, China. All of them motherfuckers is mutanoid civilizations. And they ain't done nothing in comparison to even the smallest African culture. Got more ancient blueprint than any of these mutanoid cultures that's out here right now. Okay, niggas. That right there is mini league. Mini league. They took it to them goddamn European at Adawa. You understand what I'm saying? The Battle of Adawa, I think that is. I was on the damn battlefield when I went to Ethiopia, where the English went over there with a modern army, and he put that ass whooping on. You understand what I'm saying? Defeated a modern army. You understand what I'm saying? In Ethiopia. So we give high praise to Menelik. You understand what I'm saying? One of the great African kings of Ethiopia that put that work in for his people against all odds and still came out victorious. Okay? And so, family, let me come on up out of this because there's no need to go any further. You understand what I'm saying? No need. I didn't prove my point beyond any reasonable doubt. Go look it up. Go backtrack, do your research. Take these two videos and put them together. And we're going to update them. You understand what I'm saying? As we go through the different spirits, we're going to break them down. individually, and then we'll start interchangeably showing all the great animal spirit, all the great culture, all the great temples, taking our shit back. You understand? And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Them motherfuckers over in India and China know General Sarasu said. They know me. I'm not making this shit up. They know I know what the fuck they talk, and they know that the science that we dropping, they know it's the truth. One day I remember this was 7 years back. I was doing research, right? On my own goddamn. I say, let me look up this Naga. I put in Naga the nigga. You understand what I'm saying? And my video came up. And matter of fact, I wasn't even looking up me. I came up because I was doing research on the word. And so I looked, right? And I seen my video, right? But it wasn't on my page. I said, who the fuck got my video? They had uploaded my video, and I goes on the website. It was a motherfucker in India. And all the words on it was in I'm saying the language. They had taken my whole motherfucking video and put it on one of their websites in India. So them motherfuckers knew what the fuck I was talking about, and they seen the symbolism where I laid it out. And that was in my infancy. You understand what I'm saying? I'll run their motherfucking ass clean up out of India right now, because I know it's us. I know, and they know it's us. And when you can get the European to get up there and say, God damn it, that, the Jawara tribe been on the Ottoman Islands since goddamn 70,000 years ago, they don't have nothing, no temples. They don't got no, even what they call Mohenjo-Daro and all of that shit up there. You understand? And what's the other one? Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa. You understand what I'm saying? That shit still ain't number 35. Even if they want to give it 3000 BC, that shit pales in comparison to 70,000 fucking years ago. Okay, that shit pales in comparison. So you see that our people was on that, what you call the nation of India, and plus that motherfucker broke away from Africa anyway. People got to understand that India broke away from Africa. Okay, that's why they call it the subcontinent, because that motherfucker broke away from Africa and crashed into fucking Asia. And that's why the Himalayas, hear that? Himalayas, not Himalayas in the Hindu Kush Mountains, okay? And that shit smashed together. And that's why the Himalayas is the tallest mountains in the world, because of the landmass crashing together, and in between them two land masses and pushing that land up. You understand what I'm saying? That's why those are the highest mountains in the world. So even there, you know what I'm saying? India is where Madagascar, you know what I'm saying? And when both of them broke apart, Madagascar and India was closely connected. You see what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people say, okay, the Lima was in Madagascar. But it's a lot of trade going on between Madagascar and India anyway. If you go to Madagascar, it's a lot of fucking Hindus on Madagascar. So it's been trade going back and forth from Madagascar to India for thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? But again, our peoples is the most ancient people. And so when we go over there, you go over there and you get to looking at shit, I guarantee you fuck with the gym. When you go, you will see shit from a whole different light. You know what I'm saying? It's like that shit will get to glowing. Anything that, once I empower your DNA and activate your African DNA, you understand? When you go around the world, shit gonna be like, you gonna be spooked out. Because that shit gonna get to glowing on the wall that belong to you. Because your mind activated. You're going to start seeing shit that you wouldn't have never saw, and you need to see. So when you speak, and you ain't got to run and tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? And then when your eyes get to glowing, they're going to know you lit up any goddamn way. They're going to know you's a Naga. They're going to know you the Buddha. They're going to know you the Christ figure. When they say return of the dragon. See, a lot of people don't even understand that. When they talk about the dragon, they talking about the serpent. So you got to understand that in the East, the dragon is considered the Christ. You understand what I'm saying? He's the Christ. You understand? When you talk about the serpent resurrected, because he come out of one, one skin into another. That's resurrection. So the serpent and is the dragon. So, and which is the Christ figure. When that's why they waiting on Christ to return. And that's the return of the dragon. So the dragon is the Christ. And the Christ and the dragon is a symbolism, just like the lion of that Kushite African. So it's not no goddamn Bruce Lee, no return of the dragon. The return of the dragon is when the woolly haired Kushite take back control of once was theirs, which is that land, man, and bring these cultures that was high, of high technological spiritual advancement in the ancient world back to where they once was. And it might take a minute, but that time is coming. It's written in the scrolls, family. It's written in the scroll. Our return is imminent. Keep doing your research. I'll be black again tomorrow. I'm gonna bring the West African pyramid, bring the pagodas, show y'all that, show you the step pyramid and the pagodas. Gonna fuck you up with the my West African pyramid, because motherfuckers gonna say West African, and it's a lot of that people not talking about. And once I bring that up, y'all gonna say, I be goddamn. Boy, it's just no end to our history and to our culture and to our greatness. So family, I'm up out of here. I'll be black again at y'all ass tomorrow. I'm gonna be on the General SETI YouTube page. You subscribe, hit notifications, so when I go live, you do not miss these lessons. Don't be fucking around with them other niggas, because they're going to have your ass on the unreality shit. You understand? Ain't going to be able to have nothing down to your baby. When that nigga General Naga, General Sarasu SETI go live, have your ass in the place, because you guaranteed to go through a portal that you never been through before, guaranteed to give you some information that you could go do your research and say, damn near immediately. That motherfucker, boy, I tell you, that nigga's the code. Get you that information, get you that research, and start to build your consciousness, start to build your artillery of African consciousness. Be in the house tomorrow. How I do, family? Talk to me. Talk to me. God damn, boy, that's y'all jumped up there. When I first started, it wasn't but 150 people. God damn, look up there, 350. Y'all came back in the house. All right, family, talk to me. God damn it, give me my grade so I can get up out of here. I'll be black tomorrow. I'll be black tomorrow. Give me my grade. God damn it, I'm up here busting heads for the family. That's right. Put that in there. Put that brother in there. That's right. Thanks, Patah. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Where Django at? You in there, Django? He was in there last one. If I don't see him, thank both of my moderators. I got the best goddamn moderators on the planet. They see them my two guardians of the gate. Them my two guardians of the gate. I'm gonna have to send them niggas something. Swear to God. All right, family. Appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Be black at me tomorrow. I'm coming right back. Can't take too many days off. I got to be right black. I'm gonna tighten this shit up. Then I'm gonna come black with the West African pyramids. That's gonna blow your mind. Don't you dare miss it. It's gonna be on General SETI. Gonna be on General SETI. So if you ain't subscribed, get your ass over there right now and subscribe. Don't you dare miss that. I'm gonna be going back and forth, dropping that wisdom. Okay. All right, family. This is the General Sarasu SETI saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Bam. Black pop.